All right, guys. The Mighty Ducks is back. The Mighty Ducks is
Yeah.
back. Now, full disclosure, I was never the biggest Mighty Ducks fan. Um,
What?
why? Dom, did you just ask me why?
I said what?
What? I mean, Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks was a property that came out what 1992, 93, so early.
Yeah.
Like I was, I was the right age for it, but there was something
Yeah.
about like a sports movie. I don't know. It just like it just didn't. It never connected with me. Hockey in the territory where I grew up, in the area where I grew up, hockey was made fun of as a sport. It was never taken that seriously. There was always this idea of like, oh, who plays hockey? Meh. So I kind of didn't want to. I never really got into it. Um, I don't have anything against hockey. It was just the culture of being a child and growing up in that area at that time. Anyway, um, but yeah, I never really got into the Mighty Ducks. I know a lot of people did. Like they made three Mighty Ducks movies, and there was
Yeah.
always this conversation about like when are we getting more Mighty Duck stuff? Well, Emilio Estevez is reprising his role as what's his name? Gordon. Oh shoot.
I
Gordon
think
Bombay. So in the article, a brief description about what the Mighty Ducks reboot series is going to be about. They say this time around, a 12-year-old boy called Evan, played by Brady Noon, is cut from the Ducks, much to the outrage of his mother, Alex, who's played by Lauren Graham. If you're not familiar with Lauren Graham, go check out Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls.
Who feels Alex, who feels that kids should be able to play sports for fun rather than accept defeat. Alex sets to work on getting a different team together, one that allows kids to have fun and play hockey for the pure love of the game. In need of some expertise, she enlists the aid of Gordon Bombay. She enlists the aid of Emilio Estevez himself, the Mighty Ducks man. And I was like, Emilio! And he turned around and he tipped his head. And you know who that guy was? Emilio Estevez. Um,
Yes.
of course, I'm paraphrasing the Night at the Roxbury movie.
It's all
Thank
good.
you. But yeah,
um,
Dom, are you a Mighty Ducks fan? And are you looking
yeah.
forward to a series?
Yes, because I grew up watching Disney, and I remember watching all those films, and I don't know, I definitely connected with all the characters from Goldberg to what's his name? I forgot.
You connected with the
Um,
characters, huh?
yeah, I
As you
did.
forgot
I
their
really
names?
As I'm forgetting, like Charlie. Yes, Charlie. Yes, I connected with Charlie. I liked him as the leader. I was like, because I connected myself as a leader. I don't know. So it was just something about him and everybody that's in the cast that I just really enjoyed. And out of all the series, my favorite one was D3. I love part three. I don't know what's because this is when they went to like the prep school and you know and then they have a new coach. So there's a lot of new boundaries that, and new challenges that awaits for them. And I just said to myself, like, oh, like I think we all been there before, where we have to go through a new challenge and we're not used to it. And so I think like these films, they throw a lot of like scenes in there where it makes you think. And I can't wait for the new series because you don't know what um, you don't know what kind of storyline they're going to throw in.
Apologies really quick for anyone watching right now and you keep hearing sirens. I know you've heard some sirens on Dom's side, you've heard sirens on my side. We live in New York City and in New Jersey. Like
Jersey.
you hear sirens all the time. It's just it's a way of life. You hear they're so
Yeah.
often you don't
Sorry
even
about
notice
that,
it.
guys.
There's a line in the Blues
Yeah.
Brothers movie because Elwood Blues' apartment in Chicago is right next to one of the L trains. And so when Jake gets out of prison, he comes over to the apartment and says, "Hey, how often does does the L train go by?" Elwood replies, "So often you won't even notice it." And it's true. Like in New York City, the sirens go so often you just block it out. You don't even notice it. I've been on the phone with my mother hundreds of times, and she says, "Is there a police siren going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, is there? Oh yeah, I guess there is." You don't even notice
Yeah.
it. So if anybody is being upset or bugged by this audio sound of sirens going by, it's just a way of life in New York, in New Jersey. It just happens.
Yeah, it's just, you're thinking like it's gonna bother you. Nah,
No.
it doesn't.
But getting back to Mighty Ducks, I had to address that real quick. As you bring up, like, because I never really used to watch the movies, as you say, they are infused with a lot of like life lessons geared towards
Yes.
children of that age. And so when you're watching this fun fantasy story of like being able to make the hockey team and going to the playoffs and like doing your best and stuff, there are other life lessons built into the story that have major relevance and major impact to children of that age. What are some of the life lessons that you think we can expect to see from a series like this, Dom?
Let me see. What for the new series?
Yeah, from the new series, yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know if it's going to be like peer pressure or it's going to be like something with online bullying or something. Because now what the issues that teenagers or kids used to face back in the 90s is way different than today.
Very different.
You know what I mean?
Very different.
So it's like, it has to deal with something with social media, bullying on social media or whatever it is that they're going to try to tie in with today's generation.
I would also imagine inclusion would probably be a big topical conversation in there as well.
Also, I don't know if they may want to do this or maybe talk about this. Maybe have an openly gay hockey player. Maybe that's something.
Why not?
That's yeah, because I don't think, because there are gay athletes out there, but I don't know.
Hang on a second. Are you telling me that there are gay people that exist in the world?
Of course. But I'm just mind blown.
I know,
yes,
right?
I know. But I'm thinking that, especially as a Disney film, I don't like. I'm thinking that I don't know if that's the direction that they want to go to. Like, is maybe have like an openly gay actor who to play a role in Mighty Ducks. I don't know.
I think that would be a genius move on Disney's behalf if they did that for the series. I think that would be brilliant.
If they did it in Pixar, then why not?
It's storytelling that we haven't been able to see before, especially from this demographic. Like,
yes.
in a children's TV show, you don't get that level of storytelling because it is important. It is important, but historically, we just haven't seen stuff like that. So I would love to see those types of issues be grappled.
I think also because in 2020, we've overcame a lot of issues, right? In terms of like acceptance and a lot
overcome, I will say we are exploring.
We're still exploring. But back in the 90s, people didn't really want to talk about that. You know what I mean? Or people don't want to touch that topic because it's such a controversial topic back then. But now in today's society, it's like we're okay with it. Like I'm talking about like the majority of like the younger generation, or even some of the older folks, they are okay with the idea of of the LGBTQ community being discussed. But I think that it would be a great idea for Disney to do this in one of the Mighty Ducks films, the new series.
I agree. Question is for you guys: what do you think the Mighty Ducks TV series is going to be about, streaming on Disney Plus later next year? Are you looking forward to it? Does the trailer get you excited for it? Are you a big Mighty Ducks fan, or are you more kind of like me, where like I've never really been that exposed to it? This is something that I'm not all that interested in. I'm interested. Jump down into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Scrooge McDuck would want you to do. DuckTales, woo!